Hey there, welcome to my channel, Books Forever After, where I sit on the floor, we talk about everything and all things books, and nothing but the books. And today, we're going to talk about my May TBR. Alright, so we're in another different locale. It's been crazy, guys. It's been crazy. Okay, so we're in a different locale. We're in my back bedroom. So just had to yank my cart here, so just a little bit different because I don't usually have the energy at late at night. Because I am in the midst of, we are in the midst of the Ever Afterathon. So there's a lot of the back end of the back scenes, or what do you call it? In the scenes, behind the scenes, that's the word, wow. Behind the scenes, a lot of things behind the scenes going on. So super excited about that. But that also means I am way behind on doing this TBR. So this is going to be as fast as possible so we can do some other videos, hopefully this month, to talk about everything and all things, historical romance and all that kind of fun stuff, and just romance in general. If you are new here or you don't know what the Ever Afterathon is, I will link that video or that announcement video down below. It's a all month long read-along, well, I can't even speak. It's an all month long readathon celebrating my birthday and all my favorite things, and it's team-based, points, all that jazz. Like I said, if you want more information, just go ahead and check that out, that video down below. Okay, so many books, so little time this month. That is the theme. So I am also not in the, I'm not on a team, but it does not mean that I don't want to read as well. So, you know, I'll just do what I gotta do. I'll add points to the teams that are reading for, like I did last year. I have so many decisions to make that it's comical. If I can get to 8, like I said, that'll be a win. With all that said, let's just talk about the books that I want to read first, that it's my priority reads, and then we'll talk about all the books that I want to read for this readathon. And maybe a fantasy romance as well. Alright, okay. So the first book I want to talk about are the books that I am going to be reading for book clubs, read-alongs, that sort of thing. And so the first one is, I actually don't have a copy, it's To Heist and To Hold by Christina Britton. That is our Mood Readers book club book this month. We're actually going to have reading sprints this Friday on the May 8th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the US, and that'll be on my channel. And then our live show will be on Sunday, May 24th, 7 p.m. EDT on April's channel. And so that's like a little bit of a spy romance. It looks like where she is the spy, so it technically wouldn't count for the spy because, if you may or may not know, the Ever Afterathon this year is focusing on the male main characters, archetype, those kind of things. So they don't count for that one, but there are tropes and other things within that I think will definitely fit. So that looks like a lot of fun. I don't think I've ever read a Christina Britton, so that'll be a new to me author to try out. And then next is a read-along that I've been doing with Tara from Tara Talks Books, and I think we're on book 4 now from the Palace of Rogue series, and that is After Dark with the Duke by Julie Ann Long. I don't remember what the date is, but it's going to be the last Saturday of the month, which I don't think is, I think it's the 29th? Yeah, I think it's the 29th, we'll see. That will be 7 p.m. as well, and I think that's on my channel this month. I think that's right. Yeah, I think it's on my channel. Well, I think I gotta put the live show there. There's so many lives. By the way, there's so many reading sprints and live shows happening this month. So some will be on my channel, but some are on others. So if you really want to join a lot of those, the Ever Afterathon and all these book clubs and stuff is really where it's at. Okay, so this one is the 4th one, After Dark with the Duke. It looks like this one follows, who is it? Who's the guy? General James Duncan Blackmore? Okay, yeah. I have no idea. I haven't read this one before, so it'll be interesting. It does look kind of Christmassy, which is really kind of hilarious because we're, you know, gown here, her nightgown there. Or her robe. Yeah, very interesting with that. So that is it. And then another read-along that I'm part of, which is the Jane Austen read-along that has been really really the mastermind is B from Mom Needs to Read Romance, and it is Mansfield Park this month, and that'll be on my channel as well. So that'll be on the 16th, Saturday 16th, I believe the 7 p.m. I think you're sensing a theme here, 7 p.m. AT&T. So that'll be for that one. And I'm interested in trying out because this is the first book in Jane Austen novels. As if you do not know, we are reading every Jane Austen of her published works that I think there's 6 of them, so we're doing every other month, and then in the off months they're doing Twist. So this month we're doing Mansfield Park, and I think we're also going to be doing like a watch party as well, I think, and such as well. So that is the watch parties are in Art and B's Discord, which I think is Wake Up to Romance. So yeah, so that'll be really fun to do. I don't have the dates in that one, but if you want to know all the dates for those, I recommend you checking out her channel. I will link her down below as well for that. But yeah, so I'm excited for this one because this is the only one of her novels in the order that I haven't read. So I've read Pride and Prejudice, and I had read Sense and Sensibility before, and so far it hasn't been the most enjoyable experience because I think nostalgia kind of puts a little bit of rose-colored glasses on it for me, but I'm interested in trying this one. I've enjoyed the adaptations of all of these, except for, I think, Northanger Abbey. I don't think I've ever watched an adaptation of that one. But yeah, this one is the next one on that. Tara and B have a historical romance book club, which is called the Tea Biscuits with Tara B. I can never remember what it's called. But this month they're doing Never Seduce a Scot by Maya Banks, and I'm like, great, because I have a hard copy. And as you can tell, I'm really trying to read through my historical romance TBR, physical TBR, as I will link my new series that I'm doing, which is HEA or History, focused entirely on just rediscovering and reading through my historical romance physical copy of TBRs, and that is going to be a whole journey, a multi-year journey probably, but that is really exciting. I'm excited about that, and so this helps me further along as well. Of course, with this month I'll be doing another vlog as well for all the historicals that I read this month, physically at least, and so yeah, it'll be really, really exciting. Okay, so and then I have quite a bit here. So the next ones, yeah, we're just going to go by, as much as I could categorize these as much as possible by teams and such like that. I wasn't really able to find a professor character, but they did select one. So as part of the Ever Afterathon, we do have a team book. Actually, that's going on there. The Last Lady B, that's the Readathon book, and that is a new release happening on May 12th. And the reason why we're doing that is I want to start every year, also kind of celebrate the Readathon book being a new release that's coming out, that's just released or is coming out that same month. So that is kind of highlighting those authors, that whole author focus on historicals. And then each team had picked their own team book, and one of those is that Professor Ornithologist guide. So the Last Lady B is like a Bluebeard retelling. Definitely going to make that as part of my priority TBR as well. But then the other one, I don't know if I'll get a chance to read that one. I don't think I've ever read this author either, but that'll definitely at least be something that'll be on my radar to read possibly next time if I don't get to that one. But we'll see. Specifically, so I guess and part of the readathon too is just really about discovering, like, maybe they're not as popular, but that's the whole point, is to try to really find those ones, because I know they're out there. You'll definitely be able to find academic heroes for sure. At least that is another trope. So there's 3 tropes, and one of them is another archetype. So you should be able to find more of those. Let's go off and go to the other teams, or at least the ones that I'm currently reading, and we'll see about that. So I'm currently reading, actually, this is a Marriage in Trouble one. Marriage in Trouble, Second Chance. But one of the tropes for the artist is Marriage in Trouble, and he is an artist, so that also fits. So that this is their team book. This is Lady Isabella's Scandalous Marriage. I am 75% of the way through already because I am filming this on day 4, May 4th. But that's how it is. That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we got. So really enjoying this one. At least I'm getting to this team book. I do hope to get to the work of art. I do have the ebook. I own that one from one of the Stuff Your Kindle days. And I think it's actually still free if you want to grab it on Kindle. The only thing is it's not a physical historical romance, so I definitely trying to, as we know, focus more on those. But do not be affronted. We have plenty of Beast books to talk about. So that is what we're going to talk about next. I have 4 books, my little thing here, 4 books that are Beast characters that I want to possibly do a little shuffle with, and we'll see what we're doing. I think the first focus one that I'm really intrigued by, because this is also part of my 10, my top 20 books I want to read this year, and that is Beguiling the Beast by Sherry Thomas. This is obviously has the Beast in the name. I'm guessing the MMC is the Beast, so that is what we're going with. I'm super excited for this one because I've heard nothing but good things about Sherry Thomas, in the fact that she's so angsty, like toxic angsty, and I don't know, I just really enjoy those. So we'll see. This will be a new to me author as well, and she also, I believe, is a BIPOC author as well. So we have that, and then we have The Beast of Bestwick by Amelie Howard. I always say that wrong. Amelie Howard. She's also a BIPOC author, and so that'll hit for that one. The Beast of Bestwick. I have known nothing else about that, but that is it. Beauty and Beast. Another one that I discovered. I actually purchased this last year from the Independent Bookstore Day when I discovered a new local thrift bookstore that has like a lot of historical romances like thrifted, but also has started slowly getting like new releases as well. But one of those was One Night of Scandal by Teresa Medeiros. As you know, really love her other Beauty Beast, and this one is another different one. So it is basically, it almost comes across as like almost like a Bluebeard retelling as well, but he is a scarred hero. Sounds like he's a bit of a recluse. So she is making her debut. So yeah, I'll just gonna read this. Well, she's making her debut, and she's very curious about the darkened house next door, and it is supposedly the abandoned home of Hayden St. Clair. He is the man society has dubbed the murderous Marquess. So that's something I truly like, is, it's that the Bluebeard retelling. Yeah, so it sounds like he is a bit of a little Bluebeard retelling here going on, and he might be a bit of a recluse, but he's scarred hero, that sort of thing. So that's a thing that I love, and I love a Bluebeard retelling, and which is basically like a Beauty and Beast retelling as well. So excited about that. And then the OG one that I have not yet read, which I don't even know. I don't think I read a Judith Knot either. So this will be a new to me author too as well. Is A Kingdom of Dreams. OG, know nothing about it, but I heard this is a Beauty and Beast retelling, so we shall see. If the spinner wheel selects this one, because probably what's going to happen is I'm going to have to do a spinner wheel to help me select one of these. Because a girl has paralysis of the analysis going on right now. Okay. Next, we will talk about, let's just go back to another character, one which is the spy characters, and I found one on my shelf, so that's really what I was doing, was going through my shelves and just reading the blurbs, and see if they fit any of the team characters or the team tropes of the Readathon. And so that's really what I did, and that's really all you really can do unless you read, because that's the only thing you're really going to find out is by reading. Or if you hear it through the grapevine or whatever from somebody else. So the next one, sorry, this lighting is going down, so 1 second. Okay, hopefully that worked. Okay, so yes, the lighting isn't the greatest, the sun's getting behind the clouds, so it is what it is. So yeah, this one is called Dangerous Passions. This does have a spy hero. And it looks like it's during the Napoleonic War. That is the key thing as well, is spy. You got to think about the war. That's usually where you're going to find those kind of spy historical romances, is look for those types. Then another one that is on my list as well is Beverly Jenkins Indigo. I tried to read a different one by her last year during the readathon. It didn't really work very well. So hopefully if my spinner wheel picks this one, I want to try this one. This one is the spy. It's during the Underground Railroad period, and this would cross off. This would also have additional points for the spy team if I would do this one, which is the BIPOC author and BIPOC rep, which is a very rare thing to find, and that's why I think Beverly Jenkins is somebody, if you're looking for that BIPOC rep a lot, she does a lot of that. Otherwise, Diana Quincy as well has a lot of BIPOC rep characters as well. All right, so the other ones, okay. So we're gonna go here. This is a marriage of convenience or marriage and trouble romance. So, you know, if I want to ride that high of marriage and trouble, because as I do, this one is an annotate copy that I had one from a giveaway with Jennifer in the Book Refuge, who is also a co-host. So just make sure you go and follow her as well. This is regarding the gook. Okay, not that one. That's not right. Regarding The Duke by Grace Calloway. Well, I am talking way too fast. That's probably why. But yes, that is A Marriage in Trouble. I think there's Anisha as well, Anisha Tripp in here. So that'll be hopefully a really fun one to do. This one is A Secret Tryst, and this will be a reread because this is actually something exciting that during the most recent Independent Bookstore Day on April 25th, I think it was, I was able to find some OG ones that I was looking for. I also found an OG Eloisa James for me, which is Duchess by Night. Love it. It's my favorite, actually, of hers. It has a secret tryst in a garden that is still living rent-free in my head from 15 years ago. So I want to reread to make sure that that's right, that is accurate. But I'm pretty sure there's a garden scene in here that was absolute perfection. So that will fit the rendezvous tryst. So yes, very excited for that one. So excited to have this in part of my collection and possibly get to read this one for May. Alright, and then another one based off of the blurbs I found that says it does have like a rendezvous scandalous tryst is The Masquerade by Brenda Joyce. We have that. So excited for this one. It has obviously a masquerade, but there's also a tryst that happens. And she comes back 2 years later claiming that the child is his. He's like, hold up, nothing happened between us that night. Supposedly. So he's wondering what game she's kind of playing. So there's other things afoot based upon that I could gather from the blurb. And I'm really excited to try this one. This one also looks really, really good. So let me know if any of you guys are going to be reading this one as well. And the other one I found as well, I haven't heard of this author, but it's in my collection, probably because of the blurb. It is The Sinful Nights of a Nobleman by Gillian Hunter. This also has a mysterious invitation for a midnight rendezvous. So very, very curious about that one. All right. Well, next we'll go to a Reformed Rake. There's a couple ones here, which would be part of the artist tropes, and that is an OG author as well. So this one has like a bit of a academic hero, I think. Or no, he's a rake and she's an academic heroine. Sorry. So we're going to leave at that one. But who knows? We got this one. Is Mr. Impossible by Loretta Chase. So that looks exciting. And then we have the Forever Your Rogue by Erin Langston. I have still not read this one, but I definitely need to get to it. I'm hoping to get to it this month because it also has a very spring feeling on it. And this was gifted to me by Amber from last year. So I know it's one of her absolute favorites. And it's probably absolutely criminal that I haven't read it yet. And it's just a never-ending TBR, I swear, guys, I swear. So if anyone wants to advocate, I would definitely try to get this one read as well for next month, but we'll see. So a lot of these are going to be spinner wheels, and so basically if whatever trope I'm feeling, I'm going to do a little spinner wheel and kind of select it that way. So I'm hoping, we'll see if this one gets selected, but if not, I definitely do want to start prioritizing this one for next month. Alright, so we're going dwindling down to the ones here. The other ones that we have is A Marriage of Convenience, and I definitely, this is definitely high on there on my interest, and that is The Heiress Gets a Duke by Harper St. George. She actually has a new release this month on the 26th, which is just too close of a date to have that as the readathon book. But this is A Marriage of Convenience. Her third release that's coming out is part of the Doves of New York, which is like a companion, I think, to this one. I'm not too sure. But this will be my first time reading her if I do get to this one. She's had to publish it, I think, indie or released with an independent publisher because Berkeley had dropped her, because a lot, like all the other traditional publishers, are dropping historical romances like they're hotcakes for some ungodly reason. But we all know why. It's just, it is what it is. Alright, so that is that one. I'll get off my soapbox, it's fine. I'm still bitter about it, can you tell? Alright, so the next one is another marriage convenience with a silver fox. And this is Love Forever After by Patricia Rice. That is such a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. So, I mean. And then I have another one that is kind of related. I have two of these. This one's a workplace romance, and that is The Duchess Hunt by Lorraine Heath. However, it's the second one. So I do have, this one is the first one in that series, because, you know, can't help myself normally on any day. I don't care if they're internet standalone for historical romance. I'm going to want to read in order. It's a personality flaw. But this one is Scoundrel of My Heart by Lorraine Heath. So yeah, this is the first one in that series. So that was a marriage of convenience as well. That would fit for the beast tropes, I think. So, and then the last one of the marriage of convenience, I think it's also a reformed rake. I'm not too sure. But this one is Notorious by Minerva Spencer. There we go. This has actually been, I picked this up from a library sale, probably months ago, but based upon the recommendation from Jen from the Book Refuge. So I think the team book that they selected is this actually a different pen name of Minerva Spencer as well, which is more of the erotic historical romance that is also on my list. I can't, there's too many and not enough time. If only I could read faster. But at the same time, I don't want to read faster because I just want to enjoy them. But, you know, it's a great problem to have, I think. But, you know. Alright, and then last, but definitely not least, when I went to the library to see if I could pick up this one in physical, because I always want a physical copy, I also picked up A Lady for Her Duke by Alexis Hall. And this one is a LGBTQ rep book as well. So I'm super excited about this one. I just love the yellow dress. It's really, really pretty. And I believe that something happens in the war, and during that time it's expected that that she died in the war, and so during that time she has made a decision to be her true self and become, you know, her true self, which is a woman. And then they think he is become a grumpy hero beast-like character because of his grief in losing his best friend and things like that. And so this is their romance. So sounds like there's a lot of tension and angst that I'm going to be in store. And I hear that's a lot with Alexis Hall. So this would also be a new to me author as well. So yeah, I'm excited and just to see if I can read this one this month. But I'm definitely going to read it soon for sure. If I don't read it this month, gosh, I really do want to read it. I don't know how much am I going to be destroyed by reading this, because I heard like the author likes to really like destroy you and hopefully piece you back together. So excited to read this one. Oh my god, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Alright, well, I have been talking way too long, and oh my gosh, almost a half hour. So if you're still here, thank you. You're wonderful. Alright, well, those are all of the choices. So many choices. But I thought it would be really cool for you to see, because even if I don't get to all these, maybe one of these kind of pique your interest and that you want to read them for the readathon as a recommendation to try out. Alright, so yeah, for the next videos, hopefully I'm going to be doing the planning this week. There's so many things going on. So much in store for this month, so make sure you are keeping those notifications on. As always, I will have my links down below in the description box, my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my bookish wish list. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.